Hi, and welcome to Coastal Conservative News. This is Michelle Posey with your breaking news. A Florida congresswoman is facing some of the most serious federal charges we've seen in years, and the fallout is shaking up Washington. Democratic U.S. Representative Sheila Shafillis McCormick, who represents Florida's 20th congressional district, has been indicted by a federal grand jury in Miami. Prosecutors say she and several co-defendants stole more than $5 million in FEMA disaster funds, laundered the money through shell accounts, and used a portion of it to boost her congressional campaign. According to the indictment, the scheme involved her family's company, Trinity Healthcare Services, which received an accidental FEMA overpayment during the COVID vaccination rollout. Prosecutors say instead of returning the funds, the group hid the money, disguised political donations through straw donors, and even filed a false tax return to cover their tracks. McCormick now faces a combination of charges including theft of federal disaster funds, money laundering, illegal campaign contributions, and tax fraud, adding up to a maximum of 53 years in federal prison if convicted. The congresswoman denies wrongdoing, calling the case politically motivated. But this indictment follows earlier investigations, audits, and a state lawsuit attempting to claw back the same FEMA money. And if you have to wonder, is this why so many Democrats are furious about Trump cutting back FEMA spending? Probably so, because if FEMA money ends up in the pockets of politicians instead of disaster victims like you and I, maybe that tells us where the real problem is. So McCormick has stepped down from her committee role, and the Justice Department says this case is far from over. Of course, we want to give a congratulations out to Congressman Greg Steube from right here on the Sun Coast, because he also said he was going to file censure documents on McCormick, but then later walked back this morning and said, you know what, I'm going to skip censure and go right straight to expulsion. Maybe that's why McCormick has decided to step down. We'll continue tracking this development and many more right here on CCN, so keep it locked here for all the latest.